Hi, this is in response to the policy statement discussion forum. Some history might be useful in your consideration of these documents. When I became the CIO of Worcester State, there was no library of policy documents, nor was there a disaster recovery plan or any basic documentation on systems configuration. This obviously represented a significant risk for the university. One of my first tasks was to build a documentation library that would provide IT staff with critical information when they were configuring or maintaining institutional resources, such as servers and virtual machines. The goal for this project, which took several years to bring to date, was to separate the work being done on IT infrastructure from specific employees. In other words, the university wanted to be able to maintain operations and infrastructure regardless of who held specific positions. Next, IT worked on a disaster recovery and business continuity plan, which is a lengthy study on what the university would do when confronted by a range of technical outages. IT assessed resources and institutional operations in need, and then compared how these variables match with a range of opportunity cost in its development of plans and how to restore services in the face of short and long-term outages. Development of this project entailed significant collaboration across the university to align resources with expectations. And then finally, IT began to address institutional policy. The institutional policy project was begun in anticipation of a state IT audit. But more importantly, it represented Worcester State's first attempt to codify user and system expectations. The original policy library for IT was directed toward university leadership and state authorities. And after its initial publication, specific policies were revised to attend to changing technology environments and to accommodate the specific needs and concerns of faculty and students. It's important to remember that policy libraries are living repositories of information that require ongoing maintenance and revision. Subsequent CIOs and the university leadership may have placed a different priority on this type of work, which can cause policy to become misaligned with practice. Missing in the current policy library is a clear articulation of consequences in the event of a policy violation. While there is some language to this effect for specific instances of policy, such as network acceptable use, documentation of liabilities and compliance measures is lacking, which lessens the efficacy of this policy library. Additionally, over time, policy libraries can become disorganized as well as disconnected from user training and education. Policy content also can become stale. A policy library that is not part of day-to-day operations is not of much organizational value. Your analysis and commentary is right on the mark, and I'd be curious to hear what specific recommendations that you would make if the university decided to direct its attention to IT policy in a sustained manner. But for now, you should have a decent sense of the range of topics that need to be addressed by IT policy and to the problems that can arise if policy isn't reviewed on a consistent basis. And note that this isn't a Worcester State University problem only. Most organizations and enterprises are woefully inadequate if they address at all IT policy. Excellent work.